guys, welcome to Windsome Cottage Garden. My name is Hannah and I'm so glad that you decided to join me today. We are in the cottage garden and it is actually about 2 weeks after you saw that last video where we worked on the bed at the top in the backyard. Today we're going to be tackling 2 more beds, one of which looks a little bit rougher than the other, getting them weeded and ready for the season, and then also getting some of our dahlia tubers planted in them. I am referring to the 2 island beds nearest the top, so the middle 2. Let me give you a quick peek of what they're looking like now, but I'm not going to go into too much detail because one of the next videos you see will be a June garden tour here in the cottage garden. To orient you to where I am, we're in the backyard, and this is where we were last week. We are now in these 2 island beds that we're going to work on. This one we call the Miss Kim bed. And you guys, look at all this glorious basil growth. We had to do some rejuvenation pruning a few years ago, and I think it's finally starting to pay off. We've done a little bit of tidying in this area, but there's a little bit more to go. So this is one of the beds that we want to spend time in. And this bed up here is the other one we want to spend time in. You can see there's echinacea growing through, but also a lot of weeds, a lot of cutting back to be done. And just lots of time for potential. And this top bed up here is going to be one of the main places we put dahlias this year. This bed behind me is also one that we're going to intersperse them with the plants that are already there. And sadly, I forgot the auger at my house, and that would make this so zippy, speedy quick. Instead, we're going to do it the old-fashioned way and dig it in, because unfortunately the dahlias must get in the ground if we're going to have any flowers this year. So the first step before we do that is to dive into tidying. I'm going to figure out the best way to show it to you guys, but we're going to speed through it. My dad will come join me at some point, maybe one of my sisters, and hopefully we'll get a nice clean bed for you guys to look at the end of this video. So this project took a little bit longer than I thought because I started moving a couple things around and we really only focused on this island bed. We didn't even touch the other one. But I wanted to walk you through some of the changes we made. You'll also know it is not quite mulched yet. My dad is going to be doing that without me. But rather than wait to have you guys see this video, I thought I would walk you through right now, and we will be pleasantly surprised in a future garden tour when it's looking crisp and clean. Here she is. Now, when we looked at this last time, it did not look like there were many weeds, but there were lots of little weeds all around that took a little bit more time than I was anticipating. We did get a dozen dahlias planted, which are marked with stakes that you can see. They're going to be tucked behind things. We always intend to plant some dahlias in here, but over time we're going to probably have to pull back on the number we are planting. For right now though, there's 12 in this bed, which I think will be really, really pretty. We did not move around much right here, but I think it's just looking so good. Most of the things we moved around were over here. This, and I don't know what variety it is an astilbe. We had it in that bed over there when there was still some bridal veil spiros there, so it was fully shaded. Now it bakes in the sun, and it was not happy. Here, it's probably going to get 4-ish hours of evening sun, which should be more than enough to keep it happy. I don't know the variety name. If I'm recalling, it gets about 2 foot tall, and I don't even remember what color it is. So I think this is a beautiful area for it. If we like it, we could probably add a couple more astilbes, but we really do want this to continue going and making it good. Granddad's watching me? Yeah. Hi, Granddad. Happy Father's Day. Love you too. I think you guys know that my dad is English and his father lives in England. So I have already talked to him a little bit earlier, but it is Father's Day today. So happy Father's Day. You're going to be seeing this long after Father's Day, but I gave my dad the gift of time and yard work today, and some Tottenham Hotspur gear because that's his favorite EPL team. Anyway, the astilbe I think is going to love it there. I think it'll help fill this area out. I'm a little sad. We have 3 Japanese iris here, and 2 are doing okay. 1 is looking a little sad, and I'm not entirely sure why. I'm hoping I've given it some extra fertilizer. I'm hoping it'll do well. This lamium, in theory, is going to fill this area. But this is new. This is a hellebore we bought. My mom and I bought a lot of hellebores at a local garden center to me back at my home garden. And most of them were going in the front. I had a spot for one, and this one was not happy in its can. So I thought I would take the opportunity to get it planted. And I think what's really nice is we will still be able to see it from the deck really well in the spring. There's not a lot of early spring interest here, so it'll be a welcome little spot. This is the hellebore that it did. It is part of the wedding party mix called Flower Girl, and it is a beautiful double ruffly one with light pink edges and a chartreuse center that I think we'll love it there. The other thing we did is we moved some stuff around here. We had 3 echinacea here that I bought on clearance for like $1 each a couple years ago. I thought I was buying 3 of the same, but I didn't. I bought 2 of the same and 1 different. So when I planted them, I put them in the middle. I didn't love how it looked, so I grabbed the one that was in the middle. I moved it over there where it actually gets a lot of morning sun. It's pretty shaded now, but in general it's not. And then I popped the one that was like this, that was getting a little close to this iris, which is really pretty. You guys are going to be seeing a garden tour. I talk about varieties there. This one I believe is Sharp Dressed Man or Mysterious Man. Very pretty. Anyway, this guy was down right there, so I just popped him over because he wasn't as bushy as the other 2, and that way he gets the spot he likes. The 2 that are the same are together. And then we moved this little dude over here. And I did do up the peony, which something has come in and eaten the buds off. I don't think it's a deer, and we are having a lot of deer problems, but these were very low to the ground, so I kind of wonder if it was a rabbit or squirrel, because there's absolutely nothing else that has been eaten in this area at all. So that, oh, and you know what I didn't show the garden tour that I'll show you right now? This hawthorn. It's kind of hard to see. It's a thundercloud hawthorn. It's just going out of flower. Oh, but it is really pretty. I love it. And that is a wrap for this bed for the season. I don't think we're going to be moving much more around. We might tuck a couple more plants here and there towards the end of the season into this bed. But I am really pleased with how it's progressing. We actually have a playlist about this bed that I'll link below that shows its entire progression to where it is now, because we redid it probably 2-ish years ago, maybe 3. I think this is the 3rd season that we're heading into since we redid it. Things have just blossomed gloriously, and the Miss Kim lilacs have made working in this bed a treat because they smell so good the entire time I've been in here. I have to dodge some bees here and there. Anyway, I really appreciate you guys sticking around. We have a couple more videos here in the cottage garden coming up, and then we will be headed back to the other garden we document. But before we do that, one of the videos you will see will be a June cottage garden tour, which is one of my favorite tours all year. I did talk a little bit more in depth about some of the deer problems we've been having in there, so if you're curious, make sure that you check back for that. And I talked a little bit about some of the things we're doing to mitigate the problem, somewhat unsuccessfully as it turns out this year. But it's the ups and downs in gardening. And you don't get blooms and beautiful gardens like this without a deer or two here or there. Anyway, I really appreciate you joining me today. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe, hit that thumbs up button, and comment below if there's anything that you wish I talked more about in this bed and could talk about more in an upcoming video. Again, I'm so glad you decided to join me today, and I can't wait to see you next time. Bye-bye.